So we got the rods hooked up, Carolina rig. We got fish jumping out there. We're still in the shade for a little bit, so we're gonna throw around some structure here and see what we can do. Just wrap it and wrap it and wrap it. I don't even know how a fish gets that off there. I don't think fish do. I think it's turtles that do. We'll try to get a piece of shrimp on next. It ain't looking too good. But I find it ain't smelling too good either. But that's okay, because catfish don't seem to mind. First day out this week. Last day I went was Sunday night. Oh, I didn't get a bite, or I got a few bites, but just everything stole my bait, so it wasn't a good night. And I was fishing shallow water. This ain't much deeper water, so we'll just see how the bite is. Nothing special. This is just a ugly stick catfish rod. I think it's a 7-foot. And a PC Fun Chaos 50. I don't know where we'll throw to. Let's see. Straight out in front of me, close to that wood, I guess. And we'll tighten her down. I don't know if there's any fish here, but so far we ain't got any bites. Right now we're just trying a little 1/32 ounce jig on just to see if I can catch some bait here. I did get some top water activity when I first pulled up, but looks like something's told the bait on this one, guys. Had shrimp on it, I do believe. I think I caught a 14-pound here. It's the biggest one I've weighed. Channel cat, live bluegill. I believe I've had bigger, but that's the only one I weighed. And I can't weigh none today either, because I still ain't bought no button batteries. We'll put another piece of shrimp on. We want to do some top water fishing, but figured I'd use some of this bait up, because it is definitely probably not worth using, but we are using it anyway. Interesting thing we threw over top of this one, but that's okay. That won't hurt nothing. We'll throw that baby back out. I got to retie the other one. If we got any weights, any hooks, should have it all 9 yards, but we'll go with the 20-pound big game line. Go with the high price Team Catfish double action circle hooks. I believe those are the hooks that are more a little better for beginners learning to use a circle hook, because if you accidentally grab the rod too fast, these will sometimes get your fish anyway. A lot of times they will, but if you try to set the hook real fast, they do not do nothing. Restart that wrap. We got a professional Mid-South watching, so we better get this one right. I don't know how many wraps he says. I do about 8, depending on your size of your line. So just a little snail knot. Probably won't need swivels for another another year or so, but I go through stuff. As you see, I've done hung up once. I at least hang up, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a session. Ever got a bite on that? bite on the white rod there, so I finally seen something bite on the shrimp. Probably a turtle, but it could be drum. I mean, I catch everything on shrimp. Suckers, carp. I ain't never caught a carp on one, but I'm sure they'll eat it. Could be a smallmouth bass. I've caught smallmouth bass on shrimp. Anytime you see wood out of the water, it's turtle territory, but I'll fish it anyway because there's always a chance of something being under those logs. I always take my fingernail across the tip of the hook and along the sides and the back side. Now sometimes if you just run it across your fingernail, it hooks into it a little bit. That's all good, but that don't mean there ain't no burr on the one side or the other side. That just means there ain't a burr on the tip. And since the catfish has a pretty hard mouth, you want a sharp hook. Yeah, we're using I'm using a 3-ounce no roll, which is not really needed, but that's pretty much all I use. Keeps that bait directly on the bottom, which we don't have any problems with leaves yet. And we get a lot more leaves in the water, we will be probably putting a float on there to lift that bait up a little bit off the bottom. And once there's leaves on the end there anyway, you get any kind of current, it's a pain in the butt. No matter what you're fishing for, you'll catch more leaves than you will fish. All right, that hook is sharp now, so just a couple times with the file. To me, that's like the best piece of equipment. I don't know if anybody probably showed you. This is actually, if you got current, this is actually going up and down most times. You don't need a float. That's going up and down. If that bait's floatable, it will be going up and down. The current will be pushing it up. A lot of times, it won't always just be on the bottom. If you're in a pretty good current, that's why sometimes they won't hook up, because the fish is trying to bite it and it's going up and down. If you got a float on there, it's really going up and down. I do use a lot of chicken breast in the fall. Soft baits are, as the water gets colder, the soft bait is the best, I think. So your shad will start really putting it on. Any kind of guts will work really well once that water gets really cold. Right now, if I use chicken, I already know I'm just going to be stripped of bait, similar to this hot dog. And I got chicken liver too, but we haven't put it out because I know I use chicken liver. It's all over. There'll be turtles here from 100 miles away. So we'll take that. We're going to take it over here to the road farther down. More than likely get hung up again, but can't be shy. If you ain't getting hung up fishing, you're not fishing in the right spot. I still believe that, especially since I get hung up all the time. Of course, I could get hung up in a swimming pool. That's just how I roll. I fish with these darn ugly sticks. These little 5-foot, 4-foot ugly sticks that catch catfish. Oh, he's still biting on that orange one. Don't think it's catfish, but we'll see. I never even got time to tie the other one yet. And if you were a smart person, you'd have pre-tied rigs, but well, I never have time to mess with that. If I'm not fishing, you know what I'm doing, editing. Or 14 minutes. Most people don't watch it more than 3, so mainly what you got to do is get somebody to watch 3 minutes of your video, and then you're good. Don't expect them to watch all of it. You want them to, But it don't happen. Some people do. Hope there was something that broke over there. Darn it. Why didn't you bite my hook, you little... I can almost fish for catfish with a float here. I don't think there's much current. And I tell you, I haven't caught a catfish on a float in a long time. And I didn't retie it worth a crap, but we are going to use it anyway. A lot of people think it's catching a fish is what's big. It's not really the importance of catching big fish. It's more important of fishing in general. What everybody goes through, losing and catching big fish or small fish. The one that gets away is always the big story. Nothing better than a pair of shears to cut catfish bait. You don't have to use a knife and get cut with it. You don't have to have a cutting board. Sure, you can cut stuff on the ground, but all you're doing is screwing up your knife. Let's see if we can throw farther, maybe. Crap. And of course we just threw it into another snag. And break off number 3. Maybe we'll get it back. I doubt it. Nope. We're gonna go to a different rod here if this one's broke. I didn't give up on this one. Not the same problem. I just probably broke the hook off that time, so we got lucky. We'll see. Nope, I still got the hook. All right. Whew. Don't have the bait though. Anybody have that problem before? Well, you ain't catching no fish if you ain't getting hung up. That's my belief, but these catfish in the daytime will not move 1 inch sometimes. They will be right on that structure and they won't get out of it unless you throw in it. At nighttime they're more accessible to moving out of it. They will move out of it for sure. I probably fish a little bit more than you guys do. And of course I'm hung up again even on that throw. This has become an interesting video here. Apparently I can't throw over there. Of course I keep trying. I think we'll walk down the bank and throw right down the middle and see what we can do. When I told you guys this place was full of structure, I wasn't lying. Now you might see why there's actual catfish here, even though it is shallow. You didn't miss any of it. Stacy didn't miss. You got it. I'm having a rough day here for sure. I probably need another Dr. Pepper. Let's check this hook tip. I don't know why I'm checking the hook. This one's sharp. Hey, got one sharp out of the pack. That's unbelievable, but we did it. But on the same rod, I didn't even get it out there to get, you know, it was hung up immediately. All right, we're gonna go walk down the bank and throw it. Might take you over here to fish for some other stuff. I can safely move away from these rods. These rod holders are Cat Claws rod holders, and I'm 100% can walk away from these. Never had nothing take those rod holders out of the ground. All right, we're walking down the bank down here to the rope swing. A lot of people used to swing from a rope up here. All right, still don't mean there ain't a snag down there, but we got it out there that time. I don't think a fish could even hear me that far away. All right, we're spooling her out. We'll have to Take this bait rod in. Throw it down. Knowing my luck, it's probably hung up too, but I'll tell you what, check, see what time it was. Gotta work sometime today. More important, I gotta eat lunch. What makes a good video is when that rod goes down and I have to run to it. Oh, you get to look around anyway. I believe the water's even lower than the last time I was here. I believe that orange rod should get hit. Oh, we got some deer tracks right here even. Yep, we're glad you're back, Pookie. Pookie Dookie. Alright, I think that's a cream spoiler shad, I think. We'll try that out. I don't really do very well. It's supposed to be a paddle tail, but looks like there's action on that, but in the water there's not much. Well, first one got off. There was one on there first cast. Bunch of catfish rods. Get her out there. Getting bites, guys, but I think had one. Something hitting it. What the heck? Got him that time. Holy crap. If I get him out of this tree. That guy's a little bigger. No bigger than nothing's pretty big, so yeah. Like something was following him there. Well, we got one anyway. That guy didn't get off. There we go. We got one. I normally don't do that good on that little cream. Those things are like the cheapest things you can buy at Walmart. Just a little smallie, maybe 12 inches. Let him go, let him go. See you later, buddy. That may be the only one we catch, you never know. It's really shallow up that way, but we'll throw her in there. Never know. Never know. There's one. A little big guy. Oh, he choked it too. Well, that's a small smallie there. I believe that's a smallie. It was pretty shallow. You had to choke it, didn't you, buddy? Little bitty guy. These big guys like this, these will get you views on shorts. This is how you do it right here. Thanks for biting, buddy. See you later. And a lot of spots. That's how it works. It don't matter if I'm moving it or not. We didn't get any bites on it, so it may go back to the girl and tail. That kind of lets me know that oh, we got one. Oh, we did get one, guys. Oh, if this would be a giant crappie, I'd be amazed, but it's just a smallmouth. He probably choked it too. Nope, we got it on the outside. Just a little smallie, just a bunch of little smallies here. But you never know when you're gonna get a big one. Just a little guy. I like catching them all. I'd rather catch one about this size of a bluegill, but or crappie. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Still a fun time though. We're out here catfishing and just, you know, they ain't doing anything, so I figured I'd do some bait fishing. A lot of times I'll bait fish with one rod and catfish with the other two right in front of it, and probably just go down the bank. And made some pretty decent videos having to run to the rods. Man, I've been catching them close there. It's weird. There's one. What we got? That feels like a pretty good one. Yeah, might not be no bigger, but he sure is fighting good. Oh, he got off at the bank. Did you get that GoPro? You win some, you lose some. No stranger to hang-ups today. I think I lost my catfish crowd. I don't know if any of them are still watching. We are still catfishing, but we ain't catching anything, so we swung up here for catching bait. We'll see if we can find another bobby girl and maybe catch a couple more, guys. So I did catch that catfish earlier this year on 2-pound line. 13.10 ounces catfish, channel cat. And he was on a bobby garland. We'll see if that or monkey milk might work better. I don't know. Fish might, since I was tying up, the fish bite might stop too. It is getting hotter and later in the day. There's one. They are on that tree right in front of me, guys. They're on it, I guess. Is that a crappie or is that a smallmouth? I think it's a smallmouth. There's no way a crappie's fighting that hard. They ain't very big, but they're fun to catch on this ultralight setup. There's another one. I kind of knew bobby garland never fails me. The bite must be on here. See you later, buddy. If you keep them out of structure, you're good to go. Which is why I caught that 13-pounder, because he stayed away from the structure and I was on a lake. There's one. Oh, he jumped. We didn't get that on camera, darn it. He ain't very big, but he was fighting. They ain't none of them very big, but they're sure fighters. All about the same size. That one's a little smaller, maybe. A little thicker, though. A little feisty guy, though. I didn't go home skunked anyway, just for catfish. Catch you later, buddy. We're looking for a bigger one, but hey, I'd like to catch a big bluegill for tomorrow night. You know what I mean? That's the plan. That was my plan before I got started getting into smallie fishing, because I was just fishing for bait and catching smallies, and I was like, well, man, these guys can really fight. I kind of like this. But my very first one was caught on a live bluegill. I don't know, he was 19, 20 inches long. Jumped up out of the water at me, went straight toward the bank, flying at me, and I was like, man, I was in love after that, smallie fishing. But I used live bait to catch them, so I was catching 4 or 5 pounders. I wasn't messing around. A lot of trips in with a hung up line, bringing it in to the bank. We didn't get a catfish bite, but we did end up catching some little smallies. And I still have my bait on there even. Not a thing biting it, guys. At least down there wasn't. We will see you next time. Gone fishing with Stacy. Catch you later.